Hello and thanks for checking out my video. And if you enjoy it, please, if you feel like it, smash that like button. Maybe even subscribe if you want to. Now, this is the first of a new type of video I'm going to be making. So, if it's any good, let me know in the comments. And if you want more, I'll try and release one like it every week. So with that being said, let's do this. William Bradley Pitt, better known to you and I simply as Brad Pitt, is a famous actor, producer and director. Brad is 5'11" tall and weighs around 172 pounds, with blue eyes and blonde hair. But then you knew that, didn't you? According to Celebrity Net Worth, as of the end of 2020, he was worth a whopping $300 million. Suppose that's not really surprising when you think of all the amazing movies he's made. Brad Pitt was born on December the 18th, 1963, in Shawnee, Oklahoma. His father, William Alvin Pitt, was a truck company owner, and his mother, Jane Etta Pitt, was a school counsellor. Brad has an older brother, Doug, who was born in 1966, and he's a businessman, investor and philanthropist. He also has a younger sister called Julie. She was born in 1969 and is married to Rob Neal. She's an assistant set director. As you know, Brad has famously been married twice, but he's now single again. His first wife was actress Jennifer Aniston. They married in 2000 and divorced in 2005. His second marriage was to Angelina Jolie, who is also an actress. They married in 2014, but divorced again in 2019. Brad has 6 children from his marriage to Angelina, 3 boys and 3 girls. His eldest daughter, Zahara Marley, was born in 2005, Shiloh Neville was born in 2006, and Vivian Marshalline in 2008. Brad's eldest son, Maddox Shivan, was born in 2001, Pax Thien in 2003, and Knox Leon in 2008. It's no secret that Brad lives in a beautiful house in the upscale Los Feliz neighbourhood of Los Angeles. But he also co-owns with Angelina Jolie the incredible Chateau Miraval in France. It's shared because neither of them wanted to lose it in the divorce settlement. There is also a picturesque house in New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, although we all know Brad loves speed, it's not really that obvious from his car collection. He has a BMW Hydrogen 7, an Audi Q7, a Chevy Camaro SS, a Lexus LS460 Sport, and a Jeep Cherokee. His motorcycle collection, however, is a different story altogether, and he's got 2 Ducatis, 2 Yamaha sport bikes, a BMW R1200 GS, a Triumph Bonneville, and a Harley Davidson. Did you know that he's won 2 Academy Awards? One for Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in 2020, and the other for Best Film for 12 Years a Slave in 2014. When Brad was young, his dream was to become a rock star, not an actor. And now we come to his biggest movies of all time. Well, the ones that made the most money anyway. The list does include 1 or 2 that I didn't expect, or to be honest, had kind of forgotten about. So in 10th place is Ocean's 13, from the incredibly successful franchise. This third movie in the series made $117 million in the United States alone, and went on to gross over $310 million worldwide. Brad was once again joined by a whole host of stars, including George Clooney, Matt Damon, Michael Mantel, and Elliot Gould, to name but a few. Directed by Steven Soderbergh, the movie was produced by Jerry Weintraub Productions and released by Warner Brothers in the USA on June 8, 2007.
It's a reverse big store. Doesn't matter if we win, as long as the casino loses. Which means that we have to rig craps, blackjack, slots, and roulette, all in our favor.
Jeez, could you make it any more complicated?
Okay.
The last time we saw Danny Ocean's crew, they were paying back ruthless casino mogul Terry Benedict after stealing millions from him. when one of their own, Ruben Tishkoff, builds a hotel with another casino owner, Willie Bank. The last thing he ever wanted was to get cut out of the deal by the loathsome Bank. Bank's attitude even goes so far as to finding amusement in Tishkoff's misfortune, when the double crossing lands Ruben in the hospital because of a heart attack. However, Danny and his crew won't stand for Bank and what he's done to a friend. At number 9 comes Inglourious Basterds, co-starring Christoph Waltz, Eli Roth, Michael Fassbender and more. The movie grossed over $120 million in the United States and went on to reach over $320 million worldwide. Directed by the unrivaled Quentin Tarantino, the movie was produced by Abanda Park and released by Universal Pictures in the USA on August 21st, 2009.
My name is Lieutenant Aldo Rain, and I'm putting together a special team, and I need me 8 soldiers. 8 Jewish American soldiers. Now, y'all might have heard rumors about the Armada happening soon. Well, we'll be leaving a little earlier.
In German-occupied France, young Jewish refugee Shosanna Dreyfus witnesses the slaughter of her family by Colonel Hans Lander. Narrowly escaping with her life, she plots her revenge several years later, when German war hero Friedrich Zoller takes an interest in her and arranges an illustrious movie premiere at the theatre she now runs. With the promise of every major Nazi officer in attendance, the event catches the attention of the Bastards, a group of Jewish American guerrilla soldiers led by the ruthless Lieutenant Aldo Rain. Next, we have the gory but engrossing crime thriller Seven. In this movie, Brad teams up with the enigmatic Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow, John Cassini, Kevin Spacey, who plays the villain of the piece, and others. The film grossed over $100 million at the box office and went on to surpass $327 million worldwide. The movie was directed by David Fincher and produced and released by New Line Cinema in the USA on September the 22nd, 1995.
Put the gun down. I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, baby.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
He just told you.
You lie! You're a fucking liar!
The movie is about 2 homicide detectives' desperate hunt for a serial killer who justifies his crimes as absolution for the world's ignorance of the 7 deadly sins. Hence the name Seven. The movie takes us from the tortured remains of one victim to the next, as a sociopathic John Doe sermonizes to detectives Somerset and Mills, one sin at a time. The sin of gluttony comes first, and the murderer's terrible capacity is graphically demonstrated in the dark and subdued tones characteristic of film noir. Next comes The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, a movie where the characters repeatedly deliver philosophical observations that add up to a message about the importance of cherishing each day, whether it brings good or ill. Pitt is joined by Cate Blanchett, Julia Ormond, Elias Cortius, and Donna de Plantier, to name but a few. In the USA, the box office gross for The Curious Case of Benjamin Button was more than $127 million, and worldwide it totaled over $335 million. Produced by Paramount Pictures and released by Warner Brothers, this movie was also directed by David Fincher and released in the USA on December the 25th, 2008.
Sleep with me.
Absolutely.
On the day that Hurricane Katrina hits New Orleans, elderly Daisy Williams is on her deathbed in a New Orleans hospital. At her side is her adult daughter, Caroline. Daisy asks Caroline to read to her aloud the diary of Daisy's lifelong friend, Benjamin Button. Benjamin's diary recounts his entire extraordinary life, the primary unusual aspect of which was his aging backwards. For the next movie, we return to the Ocean's franchise and Ocean's 12. Co-starring as ever, George Clooney as Ocean, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Andy Garcia, Julia Roberts and others. As with all the Ocean's franchise, the movie was directed by Steven Soderbergh, produced by Jerry Weintraub Productions, and released by Warner Brothers on December 10, 2004. It grossed over $125 million domestically, and over $362 million worldwide.
How did you get by the laser field in the Great Hall?
Aha. The laser fields. Well.
In Ocean's 11, they pulled off one of the biggest heists ever, and now they have another job to complete. The gang all thought they would be able to enjoy their money, but someone has other plans. Terry Benedict is still fuming after losing his money and wants it back. The team now have the job of getting all that money back, or risk being thrown in jail. How are they going to do that? Well, by pulling off another amazing plan, of course. Now we come to a personal favourite of mine. At number 5 we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Directed by the great Quentin Tarantino and co-starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Margot Robbie, Luke Perry, Dakota Fanning and many others, the movie was produced and released by Columbia Pictures in the USA on July 26, 2019. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood grossed over $142 million at the box office in the USA and went on to achieve an astonishing $374 million worldwide.
I'm Rick Dalton. It's my pleasure, Mr. Schwartz.
Call me Marvin. Put it there. That your son?
No, it's my stunt double, Cliff Booth.
We watched a Rick Dalton double feature. Oh, the shooting.
In the movie, we visit 1969 Los Angeles, where everything is changing, as TV star Rick Dalton and his longtime stunt double Cliff Booth make their way around an industry they hardly recognise anymore. This 9th film from the writer-director features a large ensemble cast with multiple storylines in a tribute to the final moments of Hollywood's golden age. Sorry, I want to try not to spoil the movie here. You should watch it. Next we have the first in that franchise, Ocean's 11. Seems that many of the really successful actors need a franchise to help boost their box office. Once again directed by Steven Soderbergh, and starring George Clooney, Elliot Gould, Matt Damon and Casey Affleck to name but a few. I know, some of those names are getting more than familiar. Ocean's 11 was produced by Village Roadshow Pictures and released by Warner Brothers in the USA on December 7, 2001. Grossing over $183 million domestically, the movie achieved a cumulative worldwide gross of $450 million.
What's the target? When was the last time you were in Vegas? You want to knock over a casino. 3 casinos? Vegas, huh?
Vegas?
Vegas.
Fantastic. The heist is impossible.
Casino security cannot be beaten. You're out of your minds.
Exactly.
Danny Ocean wants to score the biggest heist in history. He combines an 11-member team, including Frank Catton, Rusty Ryan, and Linus Caldwell. Their target? The Bellagio, the Mirage, and the MGM Grand. All casinos owned by Terry Benedict. It's not going to be easy though, as they plan to get it secretly in and out again with $150 million. The number 3 position is a surprise to me, because it's Troy. I didn't expect the movie to be this high up, to be honest. Directed by Wolfgang Peterson, the movie stars the likes of Orlando Bloom, Eric Bana, Brendan Gleeson and Diane Kruger. It was produced by Latina Pictures and released in the USA by Warner Brothers on May 14, 2004. Grossing over $133 million at the box office and close to $500 million worldwide. It is the year 1250 BC. 2 emerging nations are clashing after Paris, the Trojan prince, convinces Helen, Queen of Sparta, to leave her husband. Menelaus. After Menelaus finds out that his wife was taken by the Trojans, he asks his brother Agamemnon to help him get her back. Agamemnon sees this as an opportunity for power, so they set off with 1,000 ships holding 50,000 Greek soldiers to Troy. At number 2, we have the assassin couple, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Pitt stars alongside his then wife Angelina Jolie, Martin Henderson, Jordana Brewster, Lauren Bacall and others. Directed by Doug Liman, the movie was produced by Regency Enterprises and released by 20th Century Fox on June 10th, 2005. In the USA, the movie managed to gross over $186 million, with the worldwide figure topping $478 million.
So how's work?
We had a little trouble with the commission.
So how's Atlanta?
What, are you looking for a job or something?
You are the job.
Had a few problems ourselves.
Did you do something new?
I added peas.
Ah, peas. I love my wife, but there are times.
Jane and John Smith are a suburban couple whose marriage has started to go a bit stale. Both wish for more excitement in their relationship, but as it happens, each of them is finding plenty of thrills elsewhere. Both Jane and John are world-class assassins, who will take on perilous missions for the right price. But neither is aware of the other's secret life. Jane thinks her husband runs a successful construction company, and John believes his wife works on Wall Street. And finally, here it is. The number 1 slot is held by World War Z, or World War Z, depending on where you live. Directed by Mark Forster, the movie co-stars Muriel Enos, Peter Capaldi, Sterling Jerrins, and Abigail Hargrove, amongst others. World War Z was produced by Plan B Films and released by Paramount Pictures in the USA on June 21st, 2013. Brad Pitt's top-grossing movie grossed over $200 million in the USA and more than $540 million worldwide. Not bad, eh?
It's too loud. It's too loud.
Coming over the top!
Life for former United Nations investigator Jerry Lane and his family seems content. But suddenly the world is plagued by a mysterious infection, turning whole human populations into rampaging mindless zombies. After barely escaping the chaos, Lane is persuaded to go on a mission to investigate the disease. What follows is a perilous trek around the world where Lane must brave horrific dangers and long odds to find answers before human civilization falls. Just because these were Brad Pitt's top grossing movies doesn't mean they were his best. That's a matter of opinion, of course. In truth, and I'm sure you'll agree, there are a few others that need at least a mention. Let me know in the comments if there are any Brad Pitt movies that you love that were not in this top 10.